that, what is the difference between a short sale and a foreclosure?
Well, I know with the foreclosure, the bank owns the property.
Right.
And a short sale, you still own your property.
Okay.
That's one of the
What happened after the foreclosure? Let's say the property is foreclosed versus the property is short sale. What happened to the homeowner?
You have to get out, right?
You have to get
Okay,
out.
you have to get out anyway.
But the bank can also put a delinquency judgment against
Absolutely.
you for the difference between what they sold
Absolutely,
the house for.
that is the most important thing.
Okay.
A lot of the homeowners do not know. A lot of homeowners saying that, hey, you know, I cannot afford it, I just walk away. Okay? Foreclosure is this: when you foreclose the property, just like Gail said, let's say the property is $300,000, and now the property worth about $150,000. So you do not pay, the bank took the property back, and they have to put it on the market. The bank do not hold properties, right? So they foreclose the property, they auction out the property at the courthouse. So let's say they sell it for $150,000. So the original loan amount is $300,000, the sold price is $150,000. Let's say they add all the fees into it, the lawyer's fee, the foreclosure fee, and everything into it, and there's another $20,000. So 320 minus 150. So now you have a delinquent, a judgment, a deficiency of $170,000.
That you have to try to come up with.
That you still have to pay back the bank. The bank saying that, okay, even I took the property back, you still owe me $170,000. I will put a judgment on you. Now, obviously, they have to go through the legal system before they can put a judgment on the homeowner. But that is very easy to do. Okay, that's very easy for the court to do. Once they put a judgment on the homeowner, obviously the homeowner does not have $170,000 to it, right? Do you know what the court can do? I mean, the lender can do? They can do a lot of different things. The first thing they can do is to do what they call a deposition. Okay, so I summon you. Okay, I have a judgment on you. I call you up. You come to my place. You come to my office. Show me what you have. You need to show me your bank statement. You show me your bank account. You need to show me your 401k, RIA, all the things under your name. And now I decide what can I take from you. Okay. Now let's say you don't have none of those. Okay, you don't have a car. You don't have none of those. That's fine. You have a job, right? That's fine. If you have a job, you need to tell me where you work. And once I find out where you are, I don't even need to talk to you anymore. I can just go to the HR. I show them my judgment on you. Every single paycheck, that's called a garnish salary. Every single paycheck, I can get a portion of that, off your paycheck coming into mine until the $170,000 is paid off. That's scary, isn't it? Unfortunately, a lot of the people do not know that. So that is why you and I, we need to educate our homeowner. Hey, don't walk away from it. You know what the scary thing is? A lot of the lender, once they send out the judgment, once they got the judgment, a lot of the lender, they would just sit back, relax.
Because they can take your tax money too, right?
They cannot take your tax money. They can take a tax refund money.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Tax refund.
Exactly.
That's what I meant to say.
But a lot of times they would just sit back because they know the economy is bad right now.
Right?
Right.
That 170 won't approve interest.
Absolutely. So they know the economy is bad. Okay. You might not have a job right now. You might not have money right now. But I wait, because once I have that judgment on you, if I remember correctly, it would be good for the next, I think either 10 years or 12 years. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the exact number. But let's say good for the next 10 years. And I can renew it one more time, which means that for the next 20 years, I can come after you. So again, let's say for the next 10 years, the economy comes back up and your income comes in. And now, then I hate you. At that point, you purchase a house. You didn't know, right? You purchase another house, you purchase a car, economy is good, you spend money again. Now, then I come out. I say, okay, now you got a house, boom. I attach my judgment on your house. You cannot sell that house anymore.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No.
Now you know. Now you know, huh? Now you know, yes. Boom, I attach my judgment on your house. You have any other property, boom, I attach to it. So you cannot get away from it. You stuck. You stuck. I will guarantee myself to get my $170,000 back.
So you all can negotiate.
Absolutely.
The
so
difference.
Absolutely. So when we negotiate, okay, let me just finish off this part first. Okay, so you know how severe the consequences is. And that is why you and I, as an agent, we need to educate our client that, hey, you know, you're not just walking away from it. When a foreclosure is done, that is when the mess is going to start. However, short sale is a totally different story. Short sale is a negotiation between the homeowner with the bank to negotiate a term and condition so that the bank will sell this property, allow the homeowners to sell this property, and also will not come after for the homeowner. Once the short sale is done, the mess will start to settle. The homeowner can start their life all over again through a series of negotiation. Now, when we negotiate, what do we negotiate? A few things. Number one, on behalf of the homeowner, we negotiate with the lender that allow the homeowners to sell this property at the market value. Yes, they purchased at $300,000, doesn't matter. Today, the market value is $150,000. There's no way that you can get $300,000 back. Right? So we negotiate a purchase price. The second thing that we negotiate is the deficiencies of this property. So again, just like what we said, the homeowner purchased the property at $300,000. Now it's down to $150,000. We negotiate with the lender. Don't come after the homeowner for the $150,000 anymore. The homeowner doesn't have money. Okay? We have many different ways for the lenders to agree. And as a matter of fact, we have closed over 200. Close to 250 short sales already since we started business, and I have to say that the majority of the short sale that we closed, the homeowner walked away from the short sale all free and clear. They have no more application, no more talent, a string attached to it. They're just out of this thing free and clear.
Hit their credit or anything.
Well, credit is not an issue.
Okay.
Right. Let's talk about credit later on, but let's just talk about short sale itself. Right. So that's the second thing we negotiate, is to have the lender to forgive the deficiency balance. That's the second thing. The third thing that we negotiate is the commissions and the transfer taxes, all the expenses associated with selling this property. So as we all know, in a good day, when somebody sells their property, the seller is supposed to pay for the agent's commission, the transfer taxes, the title fees, sometimes the homeowners, the buyers' closing costs help, and all those things, right? But obviously, it's a short sale. Homeowner does not have it, so we negotiate with the lender. We have the lenders to pay for all these. So the homeowner ideally does not have to come up with a penny when they go to the closing, and that is actually happening every single day in our shop. Okay, so that's the third thing that we negotiate for the homeowner. The next thing we also negotiate with the homeowner is some relocation money. So we even sometimes ask the lender, hey, the homeowner cannot move out. Can you give the homeowner $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to just have them to move out? But obviously, all these need to be negotiated with the lender. So that's what we negotiate for real estate agents and the sellers. So the goal is, by the time everything's set and settled, when the approval letter comes out, it spells exactly what we asked for. The homeowner get out of this property free and clear. The agent, you still get your commissions, and sometimes the homeowner will get some money, and we all move on. And the lender will get the most money out of the transaction. So we try to create a win-win-win situation for everybody. And by the time this thing is all said and done, and everybody's happy and move on with their life,
The lender will pay you all too.
Absolutely, the lender will pay our fee as well. Okay, so pretty much that is what we do. That's the difference between foreclosure and short sales. Now, as an agent, what do you need to watch out? Obviously, education is very important. All right, when you approach to a short sale candidate, they are very concerned about their situation. It's the property from the foreclosure, what happened with foreclosure. So now you have the information to educate your client what will happen if the property goes into foreclosure. Okay, what they need to watch out for. And now the homeowner will ask you about loan modification. Okay, there's a big, huge topic out there, loan modification. We used to do loan modification to help our homeowner in our shop, but then we decided not to do it. The reason is we feel it's just a joke. Out of all these loan modifications that you hear out there, the national statistic, according to what we see, the national statistic is only 4% of success rate. 4%. And quite frankly, a lot of our clients, short sale clients nowadays, they already gone through loan modification and still couldn't afford the property, and they still at the end still decided to do the short sale. Now I cannot prove this, okay? I cannot prove this, but I have a good feeling about why they do loan modification. Again, I cannot prove this, okay? so don't publish this. But I cannot approve this. I cannot prove this, but I have a good feeling about why they do it. I think it's actually a trap. Okay, a trap. So, few reasons for the lenders to do it. Number one, obviously the government saying that, hey, give a chance to the homeowner. Okay, I do it. The second reason is for me to delay the foreclosure, because if the property goes to foreclosure, as a lender, I will need to spend a lot of money on it. I have to find an attorney, I have to go to court, and all this kind of stuff. It costs me money. And also, when I foreclose the property, I already assume that the homeowner is not paying me mortgage. So I'm losing money every single month if I cannot get that property back. Okay. So when I offer a loan modification, at least the homeowner is paying me back on a monthly basis. I have some sort of income. And if I have some sort of income as a lender, I can still claim this loan a good debt, a good loan, right? I still have money coming in. So when I still have a good loan, I can do what? I can actually sell this loan to other investors. So I can actually get rid of it that way. I can sell it to someone else. It happened all the time that, when we do the negotiation, and all of a sudden one day the lender told us that, hey, we don't have this loan anymore. It's already sold it to someone else. Probably you guys already experienced that, right? So that's one way. Okay, I still have income and I can sell it. But I think the most important thing is that when somebody applies for a loan modification as a lender, I already know sooner or later this homeowner is not going to keep this property. So I cannot keep this property either through foreclosure or short sale, most likely short sale. Now, loan modification and short sale are two different things. Short sale, you show the lender that you don't have money, and then the lender allows financial difficulties, right? Then the lender will allow you to go through a short sale. However, loan modification is different. Loan modification is that you show the lender that you have money to keep the property by modifying the loan. So as a lender, I provide you a loan modification. At that point, I get as much financial information from you as possible. Your bank statement, your 401k, your retirement, all the stuff that I can get from you. And then once I get all this thing back, somehow, somewhat, I say that you do not qualify. Have you heard something? Somehow, somewhat, I say that, hey, you cannot qualify for loan modification. It forces you to do a what? To do a short sale. And now when you do a short sale, you show the lender, you're supposed to show the lender that you don't have money. But now the lender already got all your financial information. I know what you got. See, that's what happened when a lot of the homeowners come into our shop, and then when they do a short sale, they provide us the financial information. But when we start the negotiation with the lender, all of a sudden the lender is saying that, hey, how come you do not provide me all the financial information? What about this? What about that? That we don't even have the information. I'm just surprised, how did you get all this information? They're saying that, well, they applied for a loan modification. I got you, for a short sale, you only show me your bank statement. But however, I have 401k, IRA, I got all their financial statement. Why you are not sending me those information?
Because they didn't give it to you.
They didn't give it to me.
And let me ask you, for a short sale, are you required to show, like if you have an IRA or a retirement?
Let me talk about that later.
Okay,
let me talk about that later. Now, for this, once the lender already know what you have, and now you're trying to give the lender less than what you provided before, you know what, the lender's saying that, hey, you're playing trick on me. Now the negotiation becomes harder. Now they're asking for promissory notes. Now they're asking for cash contribution. Now they're asking for all kind of stuff. So the point is, if your client do want to go through a loan modification, let them to think twice. Okay, do you really want to go through loan modification? Because the lender's going to ask you for all these things. And the reality is that 95% of the time you're not going to get a loan modification. And what are you going to do? So, and it's our jobs to help the homeowners to find out what would be the best solution for this homeowner. If indeed loan modification is the way to go, yeah, by all means go through it. But if short sale is, ultimately you have to go through short sale, then let's think about not go through some other steps that is unnecessary, which might even harm you sometimes down the road. Okay, so that's what happened. That's, again, I cannot prove it, but that's how I feel about it. And that's what we've seen in our shop every single day. Okay. Now you have a question about, when you do a short sale, what do you need to show? Okay. Now, for a short sale, my position is this: show what you're supposed to show, what you feel comfortable to show to the lender. The lender does not specifically ask you for, 401k, IRA, mutual fund, and all this kind of stuff. The lender is asking for your bank statement. So the more you show to the lender, the more the lender will have. If the lender only asks you to show the bank statement, that's all you need to show. If they don't ask for any other things, any other financial statements, then you don't need to show. And as a matter of fact, that's what I suggest my client to do also. When you start the negotiation, just show them. Again, it's negotiation, right? You don't. It's just like playing card. You don't want to show your component everything.
Right.
You want to show them one thing, and if they want to, perfectly fine, because they asking for bank statement. You show them bank statement, and if they think that, oh, let me show you more stuff, then we show them more stuff. If they don't ask, we don't show. Okay, so that is my philosophy, and as a matter of fact, 90% of the time the lender will not come back and ask for more unless they feel something fishy. Then they will come back and ask for more. So for example, let's say you have we have clients that making hundreds and thousands of dollars and in the bank statement they only show like $2 right there. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So in that case, extreme cases, then the lender will ask for it. But I would say majority of the time they don't ask for it just because there's so many short sales. Each negotiator with the bank, they're handling between 400 to 500 short sales in any given time. There's no way that they can go into that detail for every single file. Okay, they just want to get out of it. The investors just want to get out of it. They just want to get their money back and move forward. Once they get their money back, they invest in something else. That's how they try to recoup their money. Okay, so on our end, we need to protect our client also. Now, if you feel that some of the client is fishy, I suggest you not to take the case. For example, you know that they have money. You know that they can afford a property, but they just say, hey, but the property is upside down. I don't want it. You give your own judgment. See what is the right client for you to take them on. Okay. So that is a little bit difference between foreclosure and short sales. And also another question that come up: what about my credit? Okay, what about my credit? My take on this is that, okay, what is more important to you right now? Your credit or your finance?
Right.
Okay?
It's easy to get that.
They're totally two different things, right? So if you worry about your finance right now, don't worry about your credit. So your credit will get tanked. Your credit will get tanked is not because the fact of you doing the short sale. It's because the fact that you do not pay your mortgage.
Right. Because in most instances, if people haven't paid their mortgage for 5, 6, 7 months, their credit is already shot.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
Absolutely. So it has nothing to do with
so it can't get any worse.
Absolutely. So what I've seen is that after the short sale is done, and if the homeowner keep up with their payments and have their financial get in line, probably in about 2 years their credit will back to where they're supposed to be. And according to today's guideline, I think you need 3 years after the short sale is done, then you can purchase a property again.
Not bad.
Absolutely not bad. And as a matter of fact, we do have clients that done short sale back in 2006, 2007, even 2009, 8, 9, whatever, and now they're already back on the market and purchasing another property, which is fantastic because right now, 3 years later, the exact same property is still worth a lot less than the time that they foreclosed they short sell the property. So that will create another opportunity for you. You help somebody to short sell the property. You keep them in loop. 3 years later, they become your client again. They will buy property again from you. So that it creates a continuous business for you, and that's why you need to load up your pipeline. And once you load up pipeline, it just never ends. It never ends. Okay. So that's something about the credit. Now, also you have clients saying that, hey, I don't want to ruin my credit. Can I do a short sale? I'm sure that you heard of a lot of questions like that. The answer is it depends on which lender. Okay. I can tell you some of the major lenders like Bank of America, Chase, they don't like it. They would just state right out that, hey, if you're paying for me, even though you have all kind of hardship, you write me a hardship letter, it doesn't matter what it is. But the matter of fact is that you're paying for my mortgage, so I don't see any hardship. So until you don't pay me, then we start talking about short sales. So it depends on lender. Some lender, like Wells Fargo, GMAC, Saxon, some smaller lenders, they are willing to consider case by case. Okay. As a matter of fact, we just done one with Wells Fargo. Homeowners still been paying the mortgage up to the time the short sale was settled, okay? However, the situation is that they are moving to another state. Okay, if they move, there's no way, just like what I said, right? I mean, they already purchased this price, now they need to move, there's no way that they can sell the property at the market rate value. So they have to move to another state. There's no way that they can afford 2 properties and has to go through a short sale. We explain to the client, lenders and whatnot, and finally the lender agreed to it. But however, if you keep paying for your mortgage, the lender know that financially you are able to pay for the mortgage. So they will come up with a lot of hard, it has to go through a hard negotiation. So for this particular homeowner, what happened is that they have to come up with money, some sort of cash contribution to satisfy the lender. Then the lender allowed them to get away. So again, if the homeowner's paying for the mortgage, if the homeowner's paying for the mortgage, a few things will happen. We have to go through much harder negotiation. Expect cash contribution. Expect promissory note, okay? And expect a lot of other things that the lender might put onto the deal. But again, it will go through at the end. Okay, so it depends on the homeowners. Now, one thing that I also would like to suggest, that does not matter if they pay mortgage or they don't pay mortgage. Let's say they decided to do a short sale, and I would assume that they don't pay for their mortgage. Now, they will ask you, should I pay my mortgage or not, right? I suggest you not to tell your client, don't pay your mortgage. It's not your position and my position to tell the homeowner not to pay the mortgage, okay? You don't want them to come back and bite you, say that, oh, Gail told me not to pay my mortgage, and that's why we're supposed to. So what you need to do is that you need to let them know that, hey, tell them the fact, in order for the lender to consider a short sale, you have to show financial difficulty, financial hardships, okay? Now, you decide if you pay your mortgage or not. But if you do really have financial hardship, you cannot, if you keep paying for your mortgage, then the following 2 things will happen, right? We just talked about it. The lender would think that, hey, you don't have any financial hardship, they would reject the short sale, or they would give you a lot of hard time. So put the ball back to them, because they already know. If you know, they already know. They just want more confirmation from you. Hey, should I pay my mortgage or not? But again, don't do it. And if they have to get an answer, call me. Have them to call me. We have an in-house attorney. I would have the attorney to talk to them. Okay. So that is.
And can you repeat that? You said in order to show the lender that you were having financial difficulty. Something else you said.
Right. If in order for you to show the lender that the number 1 thing the lender looked at is, are you paying my mortgage? Okay. That is the. If you keep paying for the lender's mortgage, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that, hey, I have a financial hardship.
You have to show how.
Right. So the lender, you know, I mean, the bottom line is
basically telling them don't pay it, but not really saying.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So many words.
Absolutely. Okay. So and again, we do have an in-house attorney. If your client do need some kind of legal help and things like that, we can definitely do that, and it's all free at the first consultation. You know, all free. And what else? So again, I mean, if the homeowner asks you such questions, just put the ball back to them, and they already know. They already, you know, otherwise they wouldn't come to you for a short sale. And now, if they don't pay the mortgage, this is what I would suggest. You know, let's say their mortgage is $1,000 a month. You say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, now you're not paying for your mortgage, okay? Save the $1,000 as much as you can. Let's say the short sale normally takes about 6 months to go through. Every single month you save $1,000, you save yourself $6,000, okay? Why do you need to save that $6,000? Just in case lender asks for any sort of cash contribution, especially the second lender. If you have 2 liens on it, most likely the first lien is going to get what they get, then they get out of it. But however, the second lien is not going to get what they want, most likely. They will ask for more money. So for example, let's say the second lien wants $5,000 to get out of it, right? And the first lien only offered them $3,000. Now there's a $2,000 gap. Mr. Homeowner, now you have that money saved up, then you have that extra, then you have this $2,000 to pay for that gap. So you want to, at the beginning, you want the homeowners to realize that, hey, I'm helping you to solve the problem, but you are part of it. You are the main guy in this deal. So you need to be responsible for some of the expenses as well. Okay, so don't come up to me saying that, hey, I don't have money, I don't want to pay anything, and then you try to get out of it. It doesn't work that way anymore. Okay, so.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
The training that Angela is taking, the training is in reference to what you're teaching us now.
Well, the training that she's
What's it
getting is a
called?
lot more, it's called CDPE, a lot more theory, okay, exactly. That is gonna teach you as an agent what to do if you want to negotiate your short sale, what kind of package you need to submit in, what kind of document you need, how do you talk to the lender, how do you deal with the lender, so et cetera, et cetera. So that is put all the things in you.
Oh,
So you are the one that doing all these. But what I'm saying is that you don't need to. You use us. We do all these things for you. You still need to go through the class. I think it's a very good class. At least you understand, what you need to go through, what kind of document,
Oh, yes.
what.
Pretty expensive.
okay.
Right.
I was just
It's
wondering
not
what
cheap.
it was all about.
Right,
You
it's
know,
not cheap. I mean,
I
we
know
have
it's-
we have all this information, so I mean, we will come in and I can show you pretty much what they say. I've
You
been,
have told us so much.
Yeah.
Little bit.
right,
I'm serious.
right. I mean, whatever they're teaching you out there is good,
Yeah.
if you want to do it yourself.
Okay.
But what here is that it's a partnership, okay? We
Okay.
are, again, we've been doing these things since 2006, and, we get tremendous amount of knowledge.
Sell it. Let me stay in my lane. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta
Absolutely.
know when to stay in your lane.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what, if I could just add what I like
Please.
about, Alan's group doing it, is like Selena sends me updates every week to let me know where they are in the process.
Actually, we have a system, allow you to log in 24/7. You don't even need us to send.
If you send me that, I just
Right.
never logged in.
Okay, you just don't log
I
in.
have a deal now that
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to get the ball rolling on with you all.
Right.
It's my client that is just dragging his feet with the paperwork. Now, I emailed him the paperwork. He needs to be a little.
Right, see,
Yeah.
that is why it's your jobs to let the client know the urgency.
Yeah.
Because
Just text him.
foreclosure is so much different.
Yeah.
Once the lender start the foreclosure process, then we have less time to deal with the short sale.
This is another question that I had. When you're doing a short sale, is it relevant for you to submit some type of offer on the property, whether it's a serious offer or non-serious offer, just to stop the foreclosure process?
So this is what we do, okay? Let's say you have a listing and you don't have a contract. We always put in a serious offer,
Okay.
okay? We always, because we deal with a lot of investors, home buyers and things like that. So you don't have a home buyer, no problem, give me I have the address, I will send out to all my contacts, and I can bet you within 2 days, I can get an offer for you. That offer might not be what the lender will approve, but it's a serious offer from one of our buyers. So for example, let's say this property worth about $100,000, okay? The investor want to buy it at 60%, 60 cents on the dollar. So they put in a $60,000 offer. Now, nothing wrong with $60,000, okay? A lot of people think, well, how you're tricking the bank. No, we're in negotiation. We're talking to the bank right now. I mean, the bankers have no idea what this property really worth. Somebody wants to buy this thing at $60,000. The lender still need to approve it. Okay, if they don't approve it, that's fine. Then at least we know what they want. You're
They're
following?
gonna counter offer.
They always counter. Okay, however, you're surprised. You'll be surprised. A lot of the time, the lender will just try to get rid of the property. Once we put it in a contract, they say, okay, 60, fine, I take 60. It happens all day long.
The reason why I asked that, because I experienced this situation at a real estate office I used to work in.
Mm-hmm.
My broker, he wrote an offer. He didn't really want the property, but he just wrote the offer.
Okay.
I guess just to see what the bank wanted, but
Right.
I still had to try to recruit
Right.
business.
I mean, normally we don't do that. I mean, we always find investors that wants the property.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so if the lender approved at that price, you got a deal. This property
Can
will
I
go
give
to.
my example? Because I listed a short sale, once again, Alan's negotiating it, but we listed the property at 94.5. An investor came in at 75,000.
Right.
The bank counter offered at 98,
Right.
which was really more than I had listed it for.
Right.
The investor said, no, I don't want to go any higher than 75, but when I put it back on the market,
Right.
I put it back at 98 because now I knew that's
Exactly.
what the
Because
bank
they not
wanted.
really tell you what
And
you
now I have a contract on it for 98.
There you
Okay.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See, that is why do we do that? Is because once we have an investor to put in an offer, okay. So now the property is under contract. Now we have time because investor or the buyer they have all the time to wait. So now we negotiate with the lender, negotiate with the lender, negotiate with the lender. probably 3 months down the road. Finally, now we know the lender 198, but the investor does not 198, so the investor's out. Now we list it at 98. All of a sudden, when the contract comes in, now this new buyer doesn't have to wait for all this time.
Right.
Right? So now we shorten the time so that we can, boom, go to closing within a reasonable time. Because, and another main reason that short sale does not close is because the buyer comes in and takes, even though the buyer comes in at 98, the lender still takes that long a time to realize this property worth 98. They have to do their own due diligence, BPO, and all kind of stuff.